If you want to have perfectly edged garden beds in record time, this video's for you. There's a brand new tool that makes it possible, and I'm going to show you that tool today. A great way to improve your landscaping is with nicely edged garden beds. Sure, that sounds easy, except the problem is they're a real pain to do. And if you've got a lot of them, it can take a long time that most people just can't spend. Now, I'm not going to pay somebody to do this job, so I wanted to find a better way to make these beds look better and get it done quicker. And I found that with a tool called the Bed Redefiner. Now, what you're going to see in today's video is how I use this tool, but you can make your own decision as to whether or not you think it's worth it. And I just want to be clear that I purchased this tool with my own money, the opinions are my own, and I'll show you what I learned. Two companies make these bed redefiners, and I looked at both of them. I have a lot of other Stihl products, and what sold me was that Stihl has this system called Combi. And Combi is a system that allows you to use different attachments with the same power head. Now, I already own the power head, so that made this a pretty easy decision for me. I've not used the Echo product, and the Stihl is what I've got, so that's what we're going to look at in action. Now, as I start this up, I want to make an important note. A bed redefiner is just that. As you can see here, I already had an edge to this bed. What a bed redefiner does is just what its name is. It's going to clean up an edge and redefine it to make it look crisp and brand new looking without all the effort. And you can see, so far, it's leaving a pretty good edge. Now, if I did this with a shovel, you have to remember I'd have to scoop all that debris up and I'd have to do something with it. What's kind of clever about these redefiners is they blast the material into little bits and then fire that stuff right up in the bed, and it spreads it out so thinly that it really doesn't need a whole lot of cleanup. As I was watching the footage, I really was impressed by what a good job this thing did. Now, in real life, it looked great, but looking at it here, you can really see what a nice, crisp edge this tool is doing. Now, this may not be as good as if you used a shovel, but when you have a lot of beds like I do, a tool like this can really make the difference, because I very likely would never do these beds by hand. And this next bed's a real mess. I don't know what happened this winter, but you can see there what it used to look like. And this year, this thing really needs some cleanup. So I quickly go around with this tool. It has no problem making it around that radius. And what it does is it digs that trench and it creates that angle so that at least I start to get a bed in shape, and I'm able to do this in just a couple of minutes. And if you look there, despite the lawn being rough and the bed being rough, it really is doing a pretty good job to bring that bed back in shape. And this part's important because you can see how much debris is getting fired out, and it looks kind of rough because my lawn is so white and sort of half dormant, but in reality it's firing most of the debris into the bed. Now, that's one thing you want to note. I'm able to do this right now because I have not mulched the beds. But later in the season, when you've got mulch, you're really not going to want to do this again, because if you're firing dirt right up into your bed, you're going to create all kinds of mess. So this is a tool that you really have to use early in the season. Now, I hope you enjoyed looking at that footage, and if you did, give me a thumbs up in this video, but also subscribe to my channel if you're not already. But I'm not quite done yet, because I haven't answered the question, is this tool worth it? Well, like a lot of things in life, I think the answer depends. If you've got a lot of beds to do and you don't want to spend the time with a shovel or any sort of a manual instrument like that, this is a great value. And if you've already got the Stihl Combi Powerhead, getting this as an attachment is really worth it. But if you're going to go out and spend it with the engine, that starts to get really expensive. So you've got to make sure that you've got enough beds to do, or that your time is so valuable you need a tool like this to speed it up. But if you spend the money on this, I think you're going to like it. It does give a really good edge in short time. But you've got to remember not to use this mid-season or later once you've got mulch, because you're just going to make a mess. So it is limited in some ways, but it's a real time saver in others. So I hope this helped and you can make your own decision, and maybe you'll get one of these for yourself. Thanks for watching.